praises.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Joe Fortin here. I am here today with my friend James, aka Yamez, aka the man down under. Have you heard this song before?
Nah.
It's
everywhere.
It's Men at Work, Land Down Under.
Of course I fucking heard it, bro. It's our national anthem, mate.
Land down under.
Down under.
Yeah.
Down under.
So yeah, I think it just said something about a plumber too. You're a plumber, right?
That's it.
I'm sure it just said plumber.
I'm extraordinaire, my friend. Thank you, Joseph.
Anyway, that was my little surprise for you. How you doing today?
What an introduction. Excellent, my friend. Always.
Aim to please. So Yamez and I are going to discuss a variety of topics. Yeah, James has watched my channel quite a bit, right? Is that right?
Yeah, love it. Actually found you because I've been watching Max Egan, and he had some sort of crazy thing happen to him, and you did a video saying that he's not crazy and all this shit. So yeah, that's when I clicked onto you and started following your stuff and just resonated with it, mate.
Yeah,
it's good shit what you're saying, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Shining a light on me, my friend.
In regards to the video that you mentioned, for anybody who's watching, if you'd like to check that out, I will post a link down below, but it was something to the effect of Max Egan from the Crow House was targeted. And he went through something where he had like this white light experience out of nowhere. And he started like rambling about the earth being flat and like telling everybody like this is the way it is, I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's how it is. And he spent like a week, like he was very, very like perturbed, and he was very upset, and he was very angry, and he was like kind of rambling about a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, totally not him.
Yeah, it wasn't him at all. And like when I saw the first video, I was like, oh my God, because I've been through it. I know what's happening. I've fucking been through this, and I made some reference to some of my older videos where, I had talked about having that happen, and it's very real. And it is definitely something that you can learn to protect yourself against, but it's definitely a possibility. And I had a dream about, I'd had a dream a few years ago, and in the dream, I was in my parents' house, and there was like a black helicopter outside, and it was like trying to beam something at me, and I was like hiding from the friggin' black helicopter. And yeah, it was a scary ass dream. But I've talked a lot about frequency control, mind control, and that kind of stuff on my channel. And
how could that be real, Joe? That's just a dream.
Yeah. Well, people don't really understand like how shit works, what the astral realm is, and what the different density planes and dimensions are, and where we go when we dream and that kind of thing, right? I mean, it's
we are never unconscious, my friend.
Yeah, it's all real, and what is real anyway? It's like kind of like he's like real is just like electrical signals interpreted by your brain, which
we watch movies on a reel.
What's that?
We watch movies on a reel.
Interesting. Yeah. That's one of the reasons.
Words, bro, I love them.
James has gotten a lot into etymology and the wordplay and the babble of fuckery, and how all these things are used against us and used to program our subconscious, and like why there's so many different meanings for different words and that kind of thing, because it confuses the subconscious mind. And essentially the entire language is set up to negate things, right? It's if you look at a lot of the words, they mean like no.
A, B means no.
Yeah. A lot of the words that we use are kind of defined in the negative, and that has effects on the mind. And you've gotten into the quantum grammar rabbit hole, as have I. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, why not? There's plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just the sovereignty stuff, but what is that shit? That's what one of
How
the police
dare
officers
you?
said. A police officer said that on the news. These people are worrying about their sovereignty, whatever that is. Anyway, um, yeah, no, it's just all about our rights and the grammar and the wording and everything. Everything's just fucking upside down, backwards, inside out, and twisted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing we know or have been taught is the truth. The truth should be easy to see. The truth should be easy,
Yeah.
not so complex. But that stuff, I'm finding that just by learning common law, and knowledge on what our rights are, which anyway, God's law, whatever, do no harm. And there's a couple of other things, but that's not really hard to understand. Um, if you want to be a fucking idiot, that do whatever. If it feels good, just do it. That's not a good thing. It's
Right.
temptations we've got to resist. It's all about our getting up there. Otherwise, we'd just be down there fucking beating each other up and just rooting everything.
The
Any
interesting
hole's a goal.
the interesting thing that I see is that the New Age is really, really, I mean, the New Age is a mind control program. I mean, it's brainwashing, and it's all poetry.
Yeah, poetry.
It's literally designed to invert people, and they paint basically living a hedonistic lifestyle and following all of your pleasures in this light, where it's like, oh, it's non-judgment, and I'm just being myself and this kind of thing. And it's like they're literally teaching things like polyamory. They're teaching people. I mean, I remember having this guy come and lecture to me and a bunch of my friends at a spiritual circle. And this guy was basically telling everybody to have sex with everybody. He's like, you just need to have sex with everybody. It's free love and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you have any, I'm sitting there. I knew that it was fucked up when I heard him speaking. And I was actually seeing this like parallel dimension where, like, instead of us sitting around a fire, like having a conversation, in this parallel like dimension that I was seeing, like it was like we were all like around this fire just having a huge fucking orgy. And it was like, yeah, dude, it was like, I was like, wow, that's fucked up, But yeah, I mean, you start getting into the higher level esoteric knowledge in terms of like what sex actually is and what,
yeah. It's a beautiful spiritual
that,
thing, my brother.
right. And having
Should
that
be.
connection with someone, you can really distort your DNA template. You can really like pick up a lot of negative energy and demons and things like that. And it's like something you have to be careful with.
Yeah.
This should
Rooting
be
chicks and blowing all over them isn't a nice thing. It's a bit of a satanic thing.
say the first thing that you said again, doing what?
Rooting chicks, having sex with a lot of chicks,
Oh,
not going for them in a sporting event, and blowing your load all over them.
yeah.
That's not fucking a cool thing. I don't think, anyway. It's
You mean you're saying that it's like I think you mentioned
turning the woman into a slut, mate.
yeah,
Really,
it's like
blowing your load on her. I blow me load on me missus tits and face, mate. She loves it.
right. It's
No, she doesn't.
degrading, and it's what would you say? What was the other word you used the other day? It's
Oh,
oh
it's just turning them from the Virgin Mary into the slut Mary.
the Lilith, the Lilith
Yeah,
archetype, the stripper porn star, blah blah blah. Yeah, and it's
yeah,
being touted as sexual liberation, and all these other, it's being painted in a positive light. Slut, but then we get the slut shaming thing, and all these people standing up for being a slut. I actually was recommended a book by two people in the last year or two, and it's called The Ethical Slut. And I started listening to it, and it's so funny because I have this other book that's called Urban Tantra, right? And these books are they're all written by people that are like transgendered, right? Or who are yeah, like
sorry.
or people that are in the LGBTQT plus community, right? And
Hmm.
these books, and I'm just like, they're painting this in such a positive light, right? But it's like
Yeah, they're pushing it on everyone, mate.
When you look at the mechanics of how these things actually work, you know, doing these things is not good for you spiritually, you know.
No.
And in terms
No.
of, you know, the whole gender inversion thing, we've talked about it, you know.
It's
Um,
demented, bro.
it's an inverted disorder.
Demented.
It's an
D
inverted
is to take away. Ment is the mind. Take away the mind.
yeah, you know, and
Demented idiots.
you know, it's like I continually have to like explain myself and get into the nuance with this because I think people, well, first of all, I mean, the fact that I'm even saying this will offend some people, and there's no way around that. Um, but people take it as that I'm being
I'm offended. They will get offended, Joe. That's just offensive to me. How
right.
could you get offended?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just you choose to let yourself get offended.
right. But they take it as I'm being bigoted or I'm being, you know, in some cases misogynistic or, you know, that I'm being prejudiced. And it's like, no, it's literally none of those things. What I'm getting into is the psychology and the spiritual mechanics and the fact that like I've studied this and, you know, these conditions are a result of trauma and,
Hmm.
you know,
100%.
very clear when you actually get into the real science on it. Uh,
Yeah.
I've mentioned a book many, many times that is it's gold, and it's called Saharasia. Um, I have a copy of it right here. I want to show everybody.
Sounds Arabic, bro.
What's that?
Those of you who don't know, Joe is a speed reader.
I read pretty quickly.
Fastest reader in the world.
I
On the earth,
don't
the
know if I said
planet.
that, but it's this book, the 4000 BC origins of child abuse, sex repression, warfare, and social violence in the deserts of the old world. James DeMeo. And this book is not something you're ever going to read in the mainstream because he talks about Wilhelm Reich's work in orgone energy and
Truth.
goes into muscular armor and character structure. And he basically talks about how healthy human societies are essentially matrist tribal cultures, right? Which does not mean matriarchy. I've had to make a distinction here because people are trying to paint this picture between patriarchy and matriarchy, not understanding that neither of those options is actually where we want to get to. We don't want
We want anarchy, brother.
anarchy, no controllers, nobody rules,
No rulers.
you know. But
Not no rules, no rulers.
yeah, when you get patrist or patriarchies, warlike cultures, which is caused by the distortions in the reality field, what happens is that it creates trauma and energetic blockages in the being, which create all of these different things that we see. One of the things that happens, you know, there's a few things on the list here, and it goes down like these bullet points. The differences between patriarchies and, you know, it's actually patrist and matrist cultures, right? But basically cultures that are healthy, that don't have this muscular armoring, that don't have this transgenerational trauma being passed down. There's a few things that do not happen in those cultures. You do not see homosexuality, but there's also no taboo around it. So if you were homosexual in that culture, nobody would bat an eyelash. It wouldn't be a
Yeah.
big deal, right? Here we see it, and we also have a big problem with it, right? It's like a lot of people like, you know, are very prejudiced against it, right? And
Like the Farfinis, I was telling you about the Islanders. I think they're called the Farfini or something. I
uh-huh.
think they're chosen in their family to kind of, they're a male that's chosen to, I don't know, be a girl, I think.
Hmm.
Check that shit out. But, you know, that's in the tribal stuff, and that's just a normal thing. They're not looked at like a fucking
um,
gay weirdo.
and if you read this, there's actually a page in here that I've shown on my channel before, and it goes into the differences and contrast between these two different systems that develop as a result of the conditions, which the whole patrist condition with, you know, warlike tribes and stuff happened because of, well, I mean, it's not because of, right? It's not necessarily causation, but it happened in conjunction with the deserts being formed and scarcity occurring on the planet, right? So in those areas, there's scarcity causes people to develop a mindset where it's like, we need to take from these other people in order to survive, right?
Yeah,
And
scavengers.
right, develops war and develops all these things, right? Um, couple of other things that don't happen.
That's greed and fear and everything, all that shit.
Right. These cultures have, matrix cultures have a very actually kind of liberal view towards sexuality. So they allow adolescents to kind of explore their sexuality, and it's not made into a taboo, right? They don't have this duality, this polarization with it. Pedophilia does not occur, so you don't see it at all, because there's no related trauma to cause that to happen, because that condition is a result of trauma. It happens in cycles. It's transgenerational.
Oh, fucking 100%, mate.
But there's also no taboo around it, right? It's not something that, is really in their awareness at all, right? And there's quite a few different things that occur, but basically, when you boil it down to one thing, it's, the reason why the cultures are healthy is because they don't have muscular armoring due to transgenerational trauma and chakra blockages, right? And so really what this means is that if we actually really do our healing work, right, with, things like homeopathy, with things like energy work, right, and we really actually transform ourselves and do the alchemy that's required, then we can get there, and we can get to a place where we don't have to have rulers, we don't have to have controllers, because everybody will be at a level of consciousness where they will just be good. They'll be good people. They'll be responsible. They wouldn't even think of doing those things to other people, right? The reason why we have to have control is because of these things that have happened to everyone, and people don't know how to clear it. They don't know how to go through the actual healing process.
Yeah. They want to do that. They want to give that feeling or that pain to someone else, kind of unconsciously. So that cycle just keeps on going.
It's exactly what we're seeing going on right now with the the issues, right?
It's all the feel up, it's feeling sorry for yourself stuff, really.
The victim mindset.
Yeah, we've got to stop that. Shit happens.
You can't ladies solve and gentlemen problems from the level of consciousness that created them. And so this is what we're seeing in the, with the racist issues, right? Instead of, if one group has been victimized, right? It's like, okay, let's make sure that we create equal rights for all, and let's make sure that happens, right? What they're doing instead is they're segregating the groups, right? And the people in control are doing this on purpose. They're artificially segregating the groups, and they're punishing this group for things that their ancestors did that they had nothing to do with, and they're rewarding this group, and they're creating more racism. And it's like
making the individuals.
Yeah, they're training the people in the individual, in the so-called minority groups to actually punish the other people and essentially be racist themselves and become what they hate, and they can't see it at all. And that's
mate, I can't believe some of the stuff I'm seeing from America with the white people thinking that they're racist for saying that all lives matter. How is that racist?
It's not.
It's gracious.
What that is, they're pissed off because you're not feeding into their victim mentality, and because they're in that mentality so strongly, if you don't co-sign what they're selling, then you automatically become the enemy, right?
Yeah, they're scared.
It's like I've never
been to tell the truth, mate. Like you, brother. Unlike you and me.
I've never been racist in my life. I've never had any race issues. It's never even been something that I pay any attention to whatsoever.
No,
right?
We're brothers and sisters, brother.
Yeah, I care about everybody. And
that's it, mate.
Like, it's like yeah, but you're not doing your part to help. It's like, what do you think I'm doing with my channel? What do you think I'm trying to teach people how to be responsible, how to heal themselves, all these different things, right? It's like, I'm doing my role. I'm doing my
teaching inner power and inner strength, brother.
Yeah, I'm fulfilling my role. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. Just because I'm not, signing up for whatever it is that you're trying to do right now, that you're only doing because the media told you to be angry about it today,
you're not indoctrinating yourself trying to get letters in front of your name.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. But I don't want to harp on that issue too much.
Fucking fuck it.
What do you think about all this lockdown stuff? We're in Australia. Like,
Oh,
what
it's awesome.
province are you in?
I'm in fucking Frankston, mate. Frankston.
Franks.
It's, yeah, 45 k's southeast of Melbourne,
Is that
along the bay.
is that a town?
Yeah, Frankston. It's a big town.
Okay.
A
What
small city, a
in
shire.
Australia they have provinces, or is it states or provinces?
We have 5 states and 2 territories. They're
Okay.
quite big.
Are
You'd
you
probably
in
have,
Are
and then
you
we
in
have
Victoria?
little towns, I suppose, and cities.
Are you in Victoria? Are you in like New South Wales
No,
or?
no, Victoria. Victoria, Melbourne. Victoria is the state. Melbourne is the city, the capital city in the state. And then Frankston's just another little town,
Okay.
I
Uh,
suppose. But yeah,
so
whatever.
what I've been seeing, on my end, in terms of what's going on in Victoria, is that it's like horrible. Like the lockdown measures there are like the strictest anywhere. Is that the case where
It's
you?
fucking bullshit, mate. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. But it's the people here that are consenting to it. Everyone is consenting to it. They've told us it's a load of shit. They've told us no one has the right to impeach on our human rights, no matter what they say. It's everyone is just agreeing to it. They
Yeah.
don't. They don't. They're understanding this because they're letting the government shit all over them. They're
So
just loving it, mate. They're sitting there on their couches getting a bit extra money off the government, and they love it. Just
yeah,
sitting there getting extra money,
they're
smoking
basically,
bongs.
what I liken it to is that they are children who are in a codependent relationship with a narcissistic parent who is their government.
Yeah, yeah.
Government
Still on
gaslighting,
the breast milk, mate.
lying to them, using fear and violent coercion to enslave them and to control their every thought, every action, everything that they do. And these
That
people.
sounds like terrorism, mate.
So, can you give
That
me an
sounds a bit
idea?
like terrorism, what you just said, the definition of terrorism.
It is terrorism.
Say that again, brother. Sorry.
It is
Oh,
terrorism.
fucking 100% it is, mate.
So,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
a couple questions.
Dan Andrews, you are a fucking terrorist, mate.
I don't know who that is, but um,
Dan Andrews is just some ghoul. He thinks he's the king of Victoria, and people are letting. He's a
yeah.
fucking scumbag, Satanist. I believe his wife is in the transgender community,
Uh-huh.
just like Obama and all that. He's in that crew.
The Obama.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's
I have a
all
couple
happened. Big protest on tomorrow, but bro, I think
about what?
big one. Hopefully, big protest in the city tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully a lot more people go this time because everyone is getting fucking fed up with all this shit now.
Yeah. Good. There should be.
So
I have a couple
yeah,
questions for you.
go
So
for it.
what I'm seeing, like, I've watched Max Egan's channel, in terms of
Good
what
old
he's
Maxi.
saying in terms of the lockdown. How bad is it? How bad, like, how restricted are you there?
Mate, I don't consent. I'm an essential worker, plumbing extraordinaire, do emergency plumbing jobs 24/7. So, but I haven't consented to any of this at all.
Right.
At all. I just can't do it. I've been going to the shop if I want to, whenever I want to. Um,
What are the measures there? Like, if you were to consent to it, what are they telling you?
actually, I don't really even know. I've stopped watching the news. Like, he changed. Why the fuck should I sit here and watch the news programming and wait to see what he's going to tell me what to do every fucking day? Fuck off, mate.
Oh, I'm
My
not doing
mum.
that either.
I spoke
Yeah,
to my mum the other day, and she goes, "I'm just waiting for 11 o'clock for the new announcements to come through to see what we can do." I'm like, fucking wait for 11 o'clock.
yeah.
Okay. But no,
Uh,
I really don't really know. Um, they've just they've lifted the curfew, I believe. I think. They had the curfew till 8 o'clock p.m. Speaking to my brother, he's on holidays, forced holidays in a prison with bars, and they had their curfew at fucking 9:30, and we had our curfew at 8 o'clock in our Victorian open aired prison.
Yeah.
How's that shit?
Yeah, it's fucked up. So,
But people are just scared. They're scared of getting fined. A lot of people are getting fines.
right.
They're just scared. I just heard on the news today, 95% of the fines haven't been paid. People that are going to court for certain things are having to wait 8 months, 10 months to go for their court hearings because there's so many people are fucking fighting their court cases,
Yep.
their fines, which is good on you peoples.
Yeah.
They're fraudulent documents they've given you.
No, it's bullshit.
I've been trying to get a fine, mate, to tell you the truth, and I can't. I want to
Yeah.
prove my point because I know my shit and I
Right.
need some money, so I'll fucking sue you cunts. But they won't come near me. I'm trying.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you 100% on, non-compliance, not conforming,
Yeah.
not
No, the
wearing.
people are scared, mate. People are scared. There's fuck all work on. People are ringing me up asking if plumbers are allowed to do work.
Yeah.
Still, they've
No,
just released some things. You're allowed to hang out with 10 people from 2 households, maybe, but it can't be from 3 households. Can't be 6 people from 3 different households because that's can't do that.
no, it's fucking
It's
nonsense.
just all jumbled up, mumbled up bullshit, and I don't
Yeah.
even know how people understand what the fuck is going on. So fuck
No,
it. I know.
anybody with 2 functioning brain cells who's not completely mind controlled right now can see the
Yeah.
nonsense. And for those of you watching who still have 2 brain cells to rub together, there is a website called questioningcovid.com, which has everything you need to know to completely destroy the mainstream narrative on this. And, it's so incredible how the degree to which we're being lied to. It's unbelievable. And, where I am, I mean, most of these people are still wearing masks. And it's like,
Yeah.
I know a handful of people that can see what's going on, but they're still wearing masks. And, frankly, my opinion on that is that that's pathetic and they're being cowards. They're being cowards. You got to understand, people look at it like, oh, well, it's just a mask. It's not a big deal, Joe. Why don't you just do it? Why? Because if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. That's
I
why.
do not consent
I do not consent. I am
to
not
terrorism.
fucking rebreathing in my own carbon dioxide all day to
Yeah.
feel safe from a threat that is not real.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's the common cold, mate. They've said it. There's on many different things. They've said it, and people aren't listening. I
Again,
just told all these people there's a huge court case apparently going on in Germany with all these German doctors. I think I shared your video.
yeah.
I'm telling people about that, and they're just like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
get
put
this
my mask on.
fucking look in their eyes, and they can't even look at it. They're so
Yeah.
scared and fucking brainwashed that they can't even look at the truth. It's like, they can't.
No comprende.
Well, they've never been taught how to think. I mean, they don't teach logic, epistemology. They don't teach reasoning. They don't teach debate. They don't teach people how to actually arrive at the truth and think for themselves, and that's intentional. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know how to think. They want you to know how to be a good little slave and do what you're told. That's what's.
Well, they give you a little bit of thinking to do, mate. They give you a 3 answered multiple question thing to think about.
Right. They want you to be smart enough to operate the machinery. It was designed to create good factory workers. They want you to be smart
Of
enough to
course.
operate the machinery and to, function in their.
Dumb enough not to know how the machinery works.
Right. But they don't want you to be smart enough to ask any questions and fucking figure out how badly you're getting fucked. And,
Yeah.
it's very obvious you start digging.
And they've made people believe that getting fucked in the ass by the government's actually a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
People love it.
Yeah, they all have, it's a collective Stockholm syndrome,
Yeah.
like Patty Hearst. You know who Patty Hearst was, right?
Probably.
She
There's
was
lots of knowledge. I've been trying to get rid of all this rabbit hole shit that's been going on. So I've been, staying off social media for a while. Anyway,
Yeah.
go for it.
Well, Patty, this is an old story from I don't know how long ago, but it was 20, 30 years ago anyway.
That's not old, bro.
She was captured. She was a prisoner. She was a little rich girl. and she was captured by, I think it was like Libyan nationalists or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But basically, it was like these extremists, an extremist group that was a terrorist group. They captured her and they were holding her ransom, and she fucking got brainwashed to the point where she started believing them. And it's like when a victim and a prisoner starts identifying with and being affectionate with their captors, right?
Yeah,
And
starts to consent.
women have a higher propensity towards doing this because of the history that we've had, right? We've had history where men come in and kill the entire fucking village, and the women have to end up adapting to a situation where they have to become
To
friendly
survive, mate.
actors, right? But
Yeah,
she
of
ended up
course.
being, they've got a picture of her with a machine gun because she ended up becoming one of them. And that's what you see. That's basically what cops are. Cops are fucking,
Fucking oath that.
yeah, they're people that have been enslaved and have been held captive, and they can't see it, and they end up becoming the people who enforce the violent coercion and go around robbing people and locking people up. You got to understand that the way this system is set up is that everything is enforced at the point of a gun at the end of the day. At
Yeah,
a
cops
certain
have
point,
guns, mate, just for the
you get a
reason.
parking ticket, and it goes on long enough and you don't pay the fine long enough, eventually you're going to get arrested with a gun. With a person with a gun is going to come put you in jail.
Yeah. An
If
armed
property,
servant.
yeah, if you have a piece of land, you don't own it. The
No.
government fucking owns it. And you know how you
And the
know?
title, mate. You don't
If
even
you
own the
pay
title.
them, yeah, if you don't pay them, guess what? People with guns are going to come forcibly fucking remove you from the property. You don't own
Yeah.
shit. You don't own
No.
your,
Why do you have stipulations on your home that you can only do certain things? If you
yeah,
think you own your fucking land and home, you should be able to build a fucking 50-story multiplex. You know, you
yeah.
shouldn't have restrictions and not be able to chop down trees and, certain things
And it's so
if
funny
it's
because
your land you own.
people in America think that they're free. America is the greatest country in the world and freedom and blah, blah, blah,
Uh,
You're not fucking free. You're not even fucking, you don't even nearly resemble being free. The fact that
None of us are free, mate. We're all fucking slaves, and
calling,
that's what everyone needs to know. We're all slaves. Everyone that says they whinge, we were slaves and persecuted, brother. We're all slaves.
oh
We are
yeah, have
all
you looked
slaves.
into the
Come on, just
etymology?
realize that.
Have you looked into the etymology on the word slave? It comes
No, it would be.
it comes from basically the same root as Slavic, right?
Yeah,
Because that group of people who were
the
white, by
whites.
the way,
Yeah,
were
yeah. I've,
enslaved.
I've looked into that stuff. There,
Yeah, they were enslaved,
a
right?
lot of white people were slaves a
Every
long time ago.
just about every fucking race on this planet has at some point been through overt slavery, right? Or slavery, right? And but
What
we're
was the ones they chopped their fucking dicks off too?
yeah, we are all in the same fucking
Munichs.
system. We are all being fucking controlled by a small group of people. And what they do is they pit us against each other instead of looking up. You
Yeah,
know,
of course, mate.
and
Yeah.
it's fucking nonsense. All these things we're seeing right now.
Yeah, making us fight each other, and
Yeah.
everyone's that dumb to fight each other instead of looking behind them and saying, "Oh, they're getting fucked in the ass."
Yeah, well, I mean, it's intentional polarization and dialectics. I mean, people who think that, like the presidential race right now, right? It's like if you actually think for 1 second that this is a democracy and that we get to choose who gets into office, you're completely brainwashed.
Yeah,
It's a fucking false dialectic. It's nothing but a puppet show. Those people don't run shit. All they are is mouthpieces and people in the media to keep you distracted, to keep you from doing the real work. And the real work, the way that we fix this is by doing the inner work, by doing the alchemy, by doing the great work, right? And transforming ourselves and then teaching other people how to do that. That's really how it has to happen.
learning about words and stuff too, mate. What we're
Yeah,
actually talking about and speaking about.
right. Our
Uh,
language is Babel. It's been intentionally distorted so that we wouldn't understand each other. It says it in the Bible.
yeah, it's
Um,
disgraceful.
yeah, yeah, and you know, You do. You have to understand that and understand what exactly what your words mean. What are you actually speaking into existence? Abracadabra, right? As I speak, I create. What are you speaking into existence? What are you saying? You know, and what most people have been taught to say are things that are self-deprecating, self-limiting, disempowering, right?
Talking shit.
Dividing, right? It's divisive language. It's
It's anal. It's all this anal shit, which is all Catholic shit. They like fucking each other in the ass. They like speaking shit. They're talking shit, dribbling shit. It's anal.
anal.
It's
Yeah,
anal shit. That's
it's the
satanic
bottom.
anal shit, mate. They're the ones that bring all the, trying to bring all this anal sex stuff in all the time.
Yeah.
They love it. That's not natural. You don't make
No, it's
procreate
not. It's
by
an
doing that
inversion.
shit.
It's an
Yeah,
inversion, and they're teaching everyone to do it. Through pornography and things like that. And that's
100%, mate.
into.
Yeah,
People do not understand like to what degree they're brainwashing themselves with pornography and what vibrations they're bringing into their conscious awareness by doing that.
yeah,
Um, they use sigils and all kinds of symbols in these films in order to connect you with certain, basically demons. And, it's programming your subconscious on a level that, most people have no idea about. I talk about like Disney movies
yeah. Sit
and
there, have a wank, and blow into your sock. Waste your life force on, you're giving that energy away,
yeah, yeah.
giving
And
that good energy to the evil.
you're literally powering the fucking dark grid with your energy. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what it's
100%.
there to do. It's there to siphon your energy and to feed off our loosh. The whole system is set up that way, you
Yeah,
know. And we've talked about how, like, the fractional reserve banking and usury lending system is a reflection of the Ouroboros. It's a feedback loop, and it's designed to accumulate all of the wealth into the hands of a few people and all of the power into the hands of a few people. If that
yeah,
system continues on perpetually, eventually it's an inevitability that all of the wealth will be in the hands of the central bankers. That's why it collapses every time they implement it, and they have to reset all the debts eventually, because it's an unsustainable system that's based on, it's basically
keeping
based.
the wheels of consumption going.
Yeah, it's based on continual growth, perpetual growth. If the economy is not growing, then it collapses, right? And that's an unsustainable model. It's not. We live in
We need
somewhat,
money, Joe. We need money.
and they create scarcity through their system, right? Which means that the majority of people have to lose so that a few people can have all the money. It's literally just like the Monopoly game. You ever play
100%,
Monopoly
mate. It's
and
ridiculous.
one person gets Boardwalk and Park Place? If you get those two, it's pretty much like you're pretty much, if you've got those two and another property where you've got the hotels and everything set up and the other people don't have anything, you've won the game because you just fucking, ooh, you become the
Playing
fucking,
with the big boys.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fucking insane, man.
Love it, bro. I love it.
Hey, do you want to
I
take
love
like a?
really.
I don't know how long we've been recording. Do you want to take like a 5 minute break?
What do you do, my brother? I'm all good, my friend.
Yeah, let's take like a
Just
5 minute
flowing.
break, and then we'll come back.
Bless.
Yes, blessings.
Go for it. Do you want me to keep that light on a bit or turn it off?
Okay, we're back. Huh?
No,
Either
you're right, bro. Go for it.
either way, it's no big deal. No, I was just saying. I thought you hadn't heard the land down under. So yeah.
Of course, mate. Of course, I've heard it.
Um, so yeah, I wanted to get into what you had been learning and communicating to me, um, what we've talked about. So why don't you take the floor and describe to me some of the things you've been diving into?
Yeah, right, mate. I'm just like I've told you, I grew up being a smart ass dumb cunt that didn't care about learning stuff, just wanted to be an idiot. And I've realized that that's just ridiculous, and knowledge is power. So I just love learning, and I'm just going with things that are resonating with me at the moment. And with all this shit going on, it's been all the law kind of shit. and I've always been into frequencies, sound healing. With my plumbing and stuff, I like water filtration. I'm building my own water filter that's got frequencies and stuff in it, and just the healing side of things. I've actually asked all my customers, "What's that? The hydrogen thing?"
It's got 2 chambers in it, and the bottom one has
2 plates in it.
No, it's got rocks.
Yeah. So it's just a filter.
It's stuff for EMF.
Carbon filter, carbon.
No, it's the stone that people use for EMF, and I'm
beautiful, man.
Right now. I'll think of it in a minute, but it's
yeah. I'll add it in my filter, mate. It's still in progress.
It's shungite water. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Water is the essence of life, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand what they're drinking. They drink this disgusting tap water, and it's full of chemicals and shit.
It's awful.
Anyone that thinks a little bit of a chemical poison is okay to ingest in your body is an idiot.
No, it has nothing to do with the amount of material in the water. It has to do with the water structure and the energetics of it. And that's a whole rabbit hole. But you were talking about
and just the energy healing stuff, and I love it. And I've done a few different healing things. I had a customer that does reflexology and kinesiology, and I did a session with her, and actually changed my life on how I see myself. I've been such a sheltered, any sort of conflict, and I would just curl up into a ball and hold all this shit in for my whole life. And mate, I will not do that anymore. I know I am a man. I know I am an awesome human being, like we all are, and we all need to realize this. And I'm just can see all this shit. I knew all this shit was coming. Documentaries from 2008, all that bloody what's it called, Zeitgeist, and all that kind of shit. Thrive, when that first came out, and we've known all this shit's been coming for a long time. That's why Max Egan got into all this shit. But the energy healing stuff is awesome, and I've been getting such good things happening to me from it, and it's blowing my mind. I did another thing with a lady that uses crystals, the sound healing crystals, 432 crystal frequencies. And she did this thing on me and went over my body, and I had my eyes closed, and I could feel the energies going through me, and it was awesome. And then she started speaking this light angel language, and I didn't know what she was saying, but I felt like I understood what she was saying. And just went on to this other thing. I met this Indigenous guy, and he said he looked at my aura, and he was like, "Oh, you've got a nice aura, light coloured aura, but you have something wrong with your feet. It looks like your feet are stuck in the ground." And he goes, "Oh, you should get buried in the sand or something. I don't know." Anyway, I spoke to another mate whose mum is some sort of healer, and he goes, "No, bro, speak to me mum first." So I went and spoke to Adrian, and it was just funny, man. She knew everything, all these little weird things that were wrong with me.
And Adrian is the person that you've been working with?
Yeah, she's Sister Adrian. So she's just, she's a master. She's a master in her thing. She's learnt all of this stuff herself. It picked up all these little things that aren't in other, meditations, and she's not religious at all. She's a very spiritual person, and she can see all the shit. Like, she knows about the distorted Merkaba ladder you talk about and all that, and she just says that's what I'll tell you about the codes. It's old knowledge. You've got to climb the ladder. We've got to get to a certain point with our brain shit, or our brains will just explode. We're a computer. You can't just chuck all this information in and expect it to work properly. So we've got to build it up and, add the hard drives and shit, or whatever you want to talk about. But so that's why I love to say now I'm referring as a Jewish Christian Muslim, because these are like the ancient codes. You had your Bibles and your Quran. These are all just, they're guidebooks, but they've got codes in them, but they're old codes. So, you know, people are holding on to this shit, and they're the literal Christians, and they're the ones that they won't go further because they don't want to understand this knowledge. This is what you know you're doing, mate. You're looking way beyond and seeing all the rest of the shit that's people don't want to get past. They're
It's a,
happy going to church,
it's
but
looking at what those things are constructed upon. What is the Quran and the Bible and the Torah and you know the Bhagavad Gita, and what are these texts describing, right? Because if you read all of them, right, and I have not, you know,
yeah, I haven't read them myself, mate.
um, you know, but if you do read all of them, they're all pointing towards the same thing, right? Like you know, I haven't read them, you know, all in their entirety, but you know, I've read pieces of all of them, and you know, it's like you know the basic tenets of them you know are often very very similar, and they're pointing towards the same things, right? And you know it's like, okay, so what is this thing, what are these things that they're pointing towards, and you know what are these things constructed upon? Well, you know, really what it is it's different periods of time where the vibration was different on the planet. It's different
Yeah,
cultures with different languages, you
yeah,
know, which are all essentially based on primordial sounds. That's why, you know, with light language, you know, you feel like you understand it. It's because your subconscious does, like your soul does hear that, you know.
yeah.
So what are the mechanics that are, you know, foundational that apply to all of these? And where are the distortions? You know, what's the difference between the, so, you know, like you said, the old codes and the new codes? And what does that mean to you? If you get into that a little bit.
Oh, what does it mean to me? I just think that I don't know. I don't know. I've just had all this stuff coming to me through these meditations, and I don't know. There's just things I feel. It's good to have a little bit of, you know, take all the good stuff out of these books. The books are a guide. Um, they're pretty much the same story, just worded differently. It all just teaches about being a righteous, genuine human being. But people don't. They read it literally. It says in the Bible, don't take the words of the Bible literally, but they do.
Yeah,
You know, there's esoteric readings in there, like, you know, and there's zodiac stuff all in the Bible, but
right.
they don't want to know that shit.
There's so
But
many
I do.
different levels to it, you know.
Yeah, 100%, brother. So I just I believe that the Jewish codes were, you know, they're old codes, and the knowledge, the codes in our DNA, they go through the generations. So coming up through the Christianity times, whenever 2,000 years ago, those codes were good for them at the time. But we're in the year 2000 now, so we don't need to go on them codes. They're already in us. There's more to learn now. Come on, you know what I mean?
Right.
More to keep going. We can't just stop at this. So that's what this thing I've been reading about. This new thing. It's called the Knowledge Book. Um, the form of meditation. I asked Adrian what it's actually called because I didn't even know, and now I can't find where I've written it down. But it's a Muslim thing. It's using the words of Allah, but it's what I'm finding. It's the vibrations of the words, um, and just little things are just, you know, kind of coming together. All the dots are out there, and I'm joining the dots. You sent me something with the missing thing called Dah or Darth, or was
Yeah.
it? And I've just been interested. I want to learn.
The 11th.
Sorry, bro. I
Yeah.
want to learn how to speak. You know. Sorry, man. I'm trying to turn pages and shit, and something's happened with the screen.
Well, it looks fine on my end.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh, you can't see this antivirus shit that's popped up.
No, all I can see is
Cool, bro.
your
Oh, I'll just leave it then. Oh, it's not a touch screen. That's why it's not working. That's how good I am on computers, bro.
face.
There we go. All right. So, oh, I've been writing all this stuff down for years in all different books, and you know there'll be a piece of paper, and I'll just write stuff down, and So I'm compiling all my informations in a book. If I'm saying that old shit that I was, writing about or, wrote down was just, old knowledge, old codes, and it's not necessary. I already know this shit. It's in there. Um, and reading, I've never read fuck all in my life. And the wording, re-adding, the knowledge is there. We just need to re-add it.
Right.
Remember. What are we remembering? Why are we remember? What are we becoming a member of, or becoming a member of? Is it this shit that I'm reading about that's talking about the divine codes and all these different levels of spirituality, or whatever you want to call it?
I mean, I believe it is true, as within, so without, as above, so below. And,
Yeah, 100%.
The genetic template, is really, if you get into the mechanics on that, it's, it's like a standing scalar wave. And it's it's like a library of knowledge that we have
Yeah.
with us, right? And we're seeing that projected out into the external, right? And there's an interesting scene in the movie Prometheus. You ever seen that movie?
No, I don't watch many movies. I did watch heaps of movies, and then I don't watch movies.
It's the
I
first.
know kind of what it's about, gods and shit.
And basically, in the movie, they've said that essentially the human race was engineered by a more advanced humanoid culture, right?
Yeah.
And the first scene in the movie is one of these aliens, right? Is on Earth, right? And Earth doesn't have any life on it at this point, right? But it has water, and it has rocks and stuff like that, right? And he goes up to like a stream, and he drinks something, right? And basically, then his body just fucking dissolves, right? And goes into water, right? And when it goes into the water, they show this scene where like his cells and his genes and his DNA breaks down into pieces, right? And then it starts creating jellyfish and other
awesome.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
describing there is the fact that everything truly is within us, right? All of these animals and all these things that we see are like they're like little pieces of us that are holographically projected outward into the reality field. Everything here is reflected within our codex, right? We're only able to see a small portion of the codex with what we're seeing with the 2-strand DNA template, but there's a lot more to it, and that's what some of us are starting to become aware of.
There's a whole lot more to it, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I want to learn about.
Right. Yeah. And in terms of like the old codes, I just wanted to bring something up real quick. We've talked about the distortions and the mechanics, right? And a lot of people have a lot of confusion around this, right? Because with sacred geometry, your so-called sacred geometry, right? You got Metatron's cube, the flower of life, which is all related to the Kabbalic tree of life, right? You've got the Fibonacci sequence and all those things, right? You see this in nature, right? You see those patterns in nature, like sunflower seeds and shells and things like this. They all follow these patterns, right? People make the assumption that because we see it in nature, that oh, this is the truth. This is the sacred geometry. This is the template that we're based on, and that's not true. That's like that.
Part of it.
Of the distortions and the mechanics. And if you get into the Keylontic sciences and the Cathar grid, you get into the Cathar spiral and the difference between the geometry and the math, it becomes very clear. And this is something that we all need to understand, because all of these old texts and things like that are based on the distortions, right? And that comes from, if you go back in time, Thoth stealing something called a CDT plate, a Cloister Dura Torah plate, with
emerald tablets
information, and he took it and he wrote the emerald tablets, which are, again, they're describing natural law. There's a lot of truth in there, but there's also distortions. And then these texts that were disseminated to the masses were also distorted in the same way. You get into the Council of Nicaea and Constantine 325 AD, and how they created the canonized Bible and what they did to it, how they poorly translated it, all these different things, right, it becomes very clear that like there's no possible way that that text in its current form could be the truth. It's messed up. There's a lot of truth there, but
like the current Bible, mate.
yeah,
They just put whatever they want us to think in, and
yeah.
but they've left, because they're so dumb and think we're so dumb, they've left the good stuff is in there, but we just need
A
to
lot of it.
interpret it correctly.
Yeah, yeah. It's they have to give you enough of the truth to reel you in, and this is how cults operate, right? I've had experience with cults, unfortunately.
You
Possibly.
Scientologist, you.
Yeah. But they have to give you a lot of truth to get you to bite, right? And like, a lot of the stuff that they're teaching and the mechanics they're using are true. And like, if you do their protocols, like it will absolutely like do the things that they tell you they will do. It's just you slide in distortions with that so that, you end up in a control structure and under someone else's authority. You lose your autonomy, right?
Yeah.
And that's how these things are set up to pull you into these false light echo chambers, with Luciferianism and, Satanism and all these different things, right? Like
Catholic shit.
Yeah. Like if you go read like Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible, like a lot of it's just like self-empowerment. Like I've read sort of like synopsis of it, right? I haven't read the whole thing in its entirety, but I've read a lot about it and like the tenets of it and stuff like that. And on its face, it sounds great. You know what I mean? It sounds like, oh, this seems like a really great way to empower yourself, right? What happens is, that's just like a recruiting center. It recruits a certain personality type, right? Then you start moving up in the ranks. Then that's when you get taught the real stuff. And it's occulted. It's kept secret so that you won't reject it. Because if you were to learn about the higher level stuff when you're still a normal human being with fucking empathy, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you'd say fuck off.
Yeah, you would.
They're just reeling you in, mate. They're like with a fish. They're just reeling you in slowly,
Yeah.
You don't even realize you've taken the bait yet.
Right. And I live in.
You're following the truth.
Right. I live in a town right now that is near Stargate, which is in Sarasota, and it's kind of near a ley line intersection. And so there's a lot going on here spiritually, right? And I live in a town that's literally full of Satanists, right? But they're like little baby vampires, man. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They think it's cool. They're like, oh yeah, hail Satan and all this other shit. And it's like, you have no fucking idea what you're even getting into. You think this is just like pop culture fad to you. You think it's fucking cool. You think it's cool because, metal's fucking awesome and stuff like that. And I like metal, but like, it's like
good music everywhere.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into at all. Like, most of these people are just fucking posers, man. They don't understand what they're actually saying or doing.
Yeah. Until they get us to go to the satanic rituals and start sacrificing animals and then humans and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I know people
like, oh, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I know.
I thought Satan was cool, man.
I know people that do ritual sacrifice of animals, and like, frankly, like,
people that eat meat do that shit, bro.
I mean, yeah, basically.
You say prayer fucking when you're eating it and shit. You say grace to eat your fucking death.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, I've just recently become a vegetarian, trying to be, just looking out for I've got a few health things going on. And now I'm just finding I've been one of those fuckheads that I can't even eat meat now. But I see it as a good thing. But that's me on my path at this point in time.
Well, I've gotten into like, some of the more the higher level Masonic teachings and theosophy and anthroposophy and those types of things. And they pretty much all say the same thing in terms of vegetarianism. I think that it takes time to deal with the distortions in your template, right? So that you can get to a point where you can actually become vegan and be healthy. I think for some people at this particular point, like myself included, right? If I were to try to become vegan right now and go full on with that, I think it would be unhealthy for me because I'm not ready. I haven't corrected those distortions yet to the degree. But I think that I really do believe that we have to get there. And I made a video recently that I know a lot of people didn't like, about how I felt that like pet ownership and factory farming, et cetera, was slavery. And
Yeah. I watched that one.
but it's like, just look at it. It's like, what are you doing? You're taking away another being's autonomy and taking away their life,
Oh, especially, mate, these people that want cats and dogs, but they don't want to look after them. They just want them to show their friends they've got a fucking dog. You can't fucking
Right.
have an animal and leave it at home for 10 hours a day and just feed it and maybe take it for a walk every now and then.
Yeah, and they don't
It's
see what that
disgusting. It's disgusting.
they don't see what that
Really.
animal goes through when they're not around. And I
No.
am actually in a situation like right now where that's the case. And
I've got animals, just before you go on any further. I've got 2 cats and 2 dogs, but we've got a big property, and they big property for where I am. They run around wherever they want and they do whatever they want, pretty much. So, they're not locked in a little apartment,
right.
and they have a good life. They love it.
When like I'm in a situation right now where I see that, right, and this dog just it sits there and it's depressed all day,
Yeah, it's sad, mate.
and it's really sad, and it's like, it's not
And I
fair.
bet you its owner's depressed too, mate.
What's that?
I said, I bet you its owner's depressed too.
Oh, you very likely. I'm not. I
The
don't want
animals, I find they are a
to speak
reflection.
on
They
that.
are a reflection of us. It's funny. It is
Yeah,
really weird.
I don't want to speak on that for various reasons. So I guess we'll switch.
Yeah, I know, but it's all good.
But yeah, I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm just looking at things how
Oh,
they
no
are.
judgment.
It's
Yeah, is what it is, brother.
and we need to acknowledge these things and not be in denial of, like, just admitting like what things are. And this is something I talked about with you earlier about the kava and the kratom community here, the people that
Yeah,
sell kratom, right, which is definitely better than using heroin and using these other opiates. But like, these people are totally dishonest about the fact that it has side effects and that it is addictive and that
yeah,
it does affect the body very much like an opiate. You can go through very heavy withdrawals with it. And it's like, they don't tell you that. They sell it as this miracle cure. And it's like, no, actually, it can cause the exact issues that you're saying that it gives relief from, like
yeah.
emotional, disturbances and dehydration and, opiate addiction and all these things, right? And it's like,
Oh, when it comes to a business thing, then people, the ego and the greed gets in the way, and no one gives a fuck. No corporation or company
they
give
have a
a
greed
fuck
demon.
about the person, the people.
It's a greed demon. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
100%.
That's what it is. And it fucking is too fucking bad if people don't like it, man. I'm not gonna sit here and mince words. I'm not here to fucking make friends or for people to like me. If they do, that's cool. You're my friend. It's like,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna tell it how it is. And if people don't like it,
yeah, fuck it, bro.
sucks, man. you know.
No, exactly, mate. Well, that's how we grow and learn as brothers and sisters, mate. We tell each other what we think, and
Yeah.
we don't force anyone to do what we say. We're just giving an opinion
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
what we
I'm just making
think is the
videos
truth.
here.
Don't believe. Believe means to hope that it is true, and to hope means that you want it to be true. So
Have you heard
it doesn't
believe
matter what you want to believe. Say
be
again.
be the lie, Eve?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the words. Break up the words, boys and
Right.
girls. It's
Yeah.
all in the
No.
wording.
When you start really understanding, I haven't ever used
You must
understanding.
understand, never understand.
Yeah. Understanding the language. It becomes very clear, like, what it's actually doing to us, because when you look at the roots of these words and like what they actually mean, it's like, holy shit,
Everything, bro. I've just been doing that to me. Oh, I love it. Your parents, they're a pair of rents.
right,
Doesn't mean anything. What does that mean? Fuck's sake. Oh, they're a pair of renters.
right. Your subconscious knows all of this, and so what you're doing is you're programming yourself, even though you're not aware of it, all the time. And that's what, like the word government, right?
Yeah.
Government means
Mind control.
govern.
Anything meant.
And
Anything with mente.
yeah,
So entertainment to control, entertain your mind.
yeah. And there's
That's why.
people that sit there and argue and say that's not what meant means, and it's like,
Well, sorry, it's mente, you fucking
Really?
moron. Sorry, they take letters off. They flip letters around. They certain letters can be interchanged with each other.
Right.
Heaps of shit. It's trickery. It's
Mhm.
spelling. That
Yeah.
spelling. It's
Spelling.
spells.
Learn
Um,
spelling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Words can be swords when used correctly.
Right. Yeah. Um, so tell me more about this book of knowledge. What it is.
Oh yeah, bro. I'll read you this. This is just the first little text at the start. I
I
did
want
look up. You
them.
were asking me for some references or something. I found
Yeah, I
like the
want to know who
publisher
wrote
and all
it.
that.
I want to know where it can be purchased. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll send you some shit. But I'll just read you this.
Well,
Just
I'd
the
like to
first
be able to share
paragraph.
it with the audience. That's why I'm asking
Oh,
you.
for sure, definitely. No, it's called the Knowledge Book. I'm not sure when it was written, but I think it came out in 1984.
Okay.
Might have been written, finished the writing, it's in 1984, and it might have come out a bit later. It was held off the knowledge for a certain reason because the codes, the people weren't ready for the knowledge yet.
Right.
One of the things I was going to say to you about the codes, it's like if a spaceship showed up uh, 2,000 years ago, those people didn't have the references for things like we do today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they would have just said it's a flying chariot or whatever, with thunder coming out of it and fucking smoke or whatever. But it was a
Planes
spaceship,
of,
what we would call a spaceship. So now, today, if we saw a spaceship, we would go, oh, it's a spaceship. Fucking there
right.
you go.
Right.
So it's getting ready for the knowledge to come. Otherwise, if we got all of this knowledge at once, what we're trying to get to, out of 15 dimensions and further knowledge out, if we got all this knowledge, we'd fucking our brains would explode, short circuit. It wouldn't happen.
It would burn out the nerve.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly right. We have to climb the ladder, my friend. I'll just quickly read this, my brother. The text of this book comprises all the sacred books. You will find the genuine human being in this book. This is the unique intercontinental book, and it is revealed by the universal authorities with help of divine codes. So that's just the first paragraph. Um, and just from what I've been reading, mate, there's a lot about love. What it says. It's trying to. This book is about teaching how to be a genuine human being.
Right.
Um, and one of the things it says that some people just are genuine human beings, and there's a lot of these people around me, and they're the ones you keep as friends because they're just good people. My wife's uncles, they're just good people. And there's a lot of them. There is a lot of good people out there, but they're not going to get into any sort of religion kind of stuff. They're not going to learn this kind of knowledge. They won't read a Bible. They won't read the Quran. So you can, I don't know, genuine human beings. Certain ones of them will go up because they are genuine human beings. They just
Right.
don't, you know, um,
Well, not
they
everybody
don't.
has to know everything. I mean, it's impossible anyway. But
Oh, 100%, bro.
I
It's not
saw.
about knowing everything. We don't need to know everything. It's just um, know right from wrong.
Right.
It's not that hard, is it? Do no harm.
Well, you would think so.
How hard can that
It
be?
seems to be an area with that most of us struggle with at this point. But that has a lot to do with the distortions and the mind control and everything that's been done to everyone
And
trauma.
from the meditation and going within, listening to yourself, and that's what this stuff is.
Right.
I've been told Charlie Freak, he's got a YouTube channel. He says that a Jew is a person that looks for God, from going through meditation, going within and looking for God. Um, I've had other people say that's not fucking true. They're people from the king, whoever, they're his bloodline, whatever bullshit. But
So I still want to know,
I remember what I was going to say
like,
anyway.
who wrote the book,
Yeah.
where it comes from, like what.
It comes out of Turkey.
Okay.
So that's where it comes out of. What can I say? Published by. Do you want to know who it's published by?
Yeah, I want to know who the author is. I want to know who wrote it.
I think a few different people wrote it, man. Um, Mevlana. It's got Mevlana in there, and you said that was something, but Mevlana means God. I don't know if that was another prophet or something. I'll just try and find. It's actually hard to find. So because
So
I know
in the
Adrian and
book.
she studied all this, I've got to apparently send a email off to some place and tell them that I'm interested in the knowledge book,
Uh-huh.
and that I'd like to learn about it, and that if I ask for a copy,
So
and
do you know who that is?
I'll find out all the information for you, my brother. But I think it's some place in Turkey.
Okay. Well, we'll post that down below then.
Yeah,
After.
definitely. Oh, it's awesome. It's a big book. It's something if you go through to do it properly, I think you start reading it on the 18th of February, and you read a certain bit of it each day. You do some meditating in
Yep.
between and things like that. And yeah, you might not understand what's going on, what's talking about it. It's just because, we haven't received the vibrational things, or we haven't been allowed to receive certain knowledge yet. But because I forgot where I was up to, and I went back to it and started reading it again, the second time I started reading what I'd read, it was very clear to me. I was understanding it more.
Right.
So now I'm up to the oh, I don't want to say the words wrong. Learning all these new words and shit, bro, and I really like it. I believe I might have had some sort of form of dyslexia back in the day. Sometimes when I'm reading, all the words just come together. Sometimes I found I can read upside down easier than I can read normally. And fucking yeah, weird shit, bro. But
I
no,
can
look,
read it pretty
it's a
good,
good
yeah.
book. It's just like a Bible. It's saying it's pretty much a new Bible, pretty much. It's the new codes, and it explains the evolution of everything, and a lot of it just seems to be common sense, mate.
Yeah. So,
Easy, easy, and that's how it should be. It should be easy. Things shouldn't be so complicated. And I know it's a little bit complicated with the different layers of the divine codes and where they sit with the mediums and all this stuff.
right.
But that's what I'm here to do. Learn about it.
Yeah. Just my opinion on, what I read personally, because you've sent me
Yeah,
some.
yeah, been sending you a few
Um,
pages here and there. So
yeah.
just to do that, get your opinion on what you think, brother.
Well, I mean, I only read a few pages of it, and I have not read the text in its entirety, and I obviously do not know what group it's associated with.
Yeah. You wanted to say that. So that was
It
like the
seems to me
you
that,
said something about the intergalactic star group or whatever it is.
yeah, it
I
wasn't
read
really
something.
my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I
Of course, bro.
talked about that. I don't like it when people don't define things and make it clear what they mean with certain things. Like if you're going to use words that, are not in the common lexicon, it needs to be defined. You need to explain what you mean by it.
They do explain quite a thing. They explain things through it. Um, they don't give references on things like that.
That's what I mean. I have an issue with that. I don't like it when people hide the meanings of things, or if they hide it all. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
there's nothing to hide, mate. It shouldn't be.
the time for occulting things, pretty much needs to be over.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I really like Ashayana Dean's work. Right, it's all out
Yeah.
there. It's this is my name. This is who I am. This is what I'm teaching. This is where it comes from. If you don't understand something, here's some more detailed information as to how this works. Right, let's break it all down. We'll give you everything. Work your way through it. Not these groups that are like, no, you have to be initiated into our cult in order to learn the next step. It's like, no, fuck
No
you.
initiations here, bro. If you want to fucking learn, you want to learn.
Yeah,
You know, if you want to do some meditating.
Yeah, I don't join people's groups. I don't join cults. I have no interest in doing that.
No,
Experience
there's no groups.
that it's not ever
So
again.
they don't talk about a brotherhood. I've just found this thing here, bro. It says the World Brotherhood Union Mevlana Supreme Foundation and World Brotherhood Union Universal Unification Center Association.
Okay, cool.
Does that make
Well,
any
thanks
sense
for
to
digging
you?
that up. No, I've never heard of either of them, but
It's quite long, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different groups out there, and one of the things that you and I talked about was
All I got to do with this, mate. I don't have to join any groups. I don't have to go to fucking church. It
right.
says in here. It says in the book. Don't go to churches. Don't go to the temples. It's not about that.
It's not.
You know, so all I've got to do is, if I'm interested, send an email and say that I'd like to purchase the book.
Right.
I don't know. The Bible's free. Do you buy a Bible, or do you just go and get one from the local library and they give it to you?
In certain cases, you can get Bibles for free. Yeah, it just depends on where you go.
Yeah, but you want a good Bible. You don't want the fucking pedo Satan Bible. They probably give
well,
them out for free, mate.
is there a difference? I don't know.
Just depends how you read it, my friend. Take the good.
You know,
You know, if any religion's saying that you can do whatever you want to do, and then you can come in and say sorry to the priest and do a couple of Hail Marys, do 10 push-ups, and you'll be fine.
right.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You do bad things, you fucking figure out you did bad, you know, you did
Right.
wrong, you learn to do better and not do that again.
One of the
You
things
know, do no harm, fuckers.
I wanted to bring up about the knowledge book, so to speak.
Yeah, talk more about it as much as you want, brother.
I've only read the couple selections that you've sent to me. But my
Do you want
feeling,
me to send you this first fascicule?
huh?
It's like a chapter. Do you want me to send you the whole first fascicule and see if you'll read it in 8 seconds? I won't send it to you right now, but I will send it to you more.
Well, let me
What does
just
it
speak
say?
on what I had read so far because we've talked about this bit already.
Yep,
Um,
correct.
you know, my feeling on it when I read it was that it was still describing some distorted mechanics. I mean, that was my feeling on it.
Well, that's the start of the book, brother. It's
Right,
telling you about the old stuff.
right. Well, you know, that may or may not be the case, but um, again, I haven't read it, so I can't really speak on it too much. But my initial feeling with the vibration of it was that, um, you know, it's coming from a group that you know has an agenda, which they all do, right? Every
Yeah,
group has a different agenda, and
yeah,
I'm not sure it's in alignment with where I'm at and what I want to
yeah,
do.
for sure,
That's
bro.
basically
Oh,
what.
we're all on different paths, man. I was going to ask you, are you on some sort of a Viking path kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Arr, matey.
arr,
You
matey.
are a fucking bit of a pirate.
Pirate
Arr.
Viking. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting into the Scandinavian stuff. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I just actually had a little bit of a session, a long, very, very long session with someone who teaches, you know, the Nordic tradition. So, yeah, that's something I'm definitely getting into. Not something I'm well versed in at this point at all. So, not really something that I'm going to speak on too much, but it's
You going to
definitely,
learn any of the language?
I plan to, yeah. Um, so,
I'm interested in learning Arabic. I just, I like it. The words are very powerful, man.
do you know what your particular lineage is, like in terms of your heritage?
Uh, my mum's from New Zealand. My dad's from England. My uncle's traced his side back, and it's all English. They're Moors or something.
Uh,
Moore. My mum's dad's got a little bit of Maori in him, apparently.
Mary?
Maori. Yeah, Maori. Maori, you know, New Zealand.
Oh, I don't
New
know the
Zealand's,
tribes.
oh, well, they're Maoris, they're called, and Maori. Mauri.
Yeah.
A little bit of Maori and like Scottish or something. Maybe Egyptian. I'm not sure. I think it may be a little bit of Egyptian.
The only reason I bring it up is because
I want to find out, but
yeah. Well, I've been getting into, the idea of learning about your own lineage's shamanic practice.
100%, brother. Yeah, we need to find out. We need to know our history. We need to
Yeah.
know We need to know this shit. We don't care about it.
Right.
Certain tribes know their histories back 3,000 years, and that's why they hold grudges still against each other from
Right.
shit that happened thousands of years ago. But they could tell you their fucking direct bloodlines all the way
Right.
back.
Yeah. Well,
Because
and
it's
the thing
good
is,
to know, mate. Something
we
to
need to
know.
know. We need
Yeah,
to
fuck
know
yeah.
because in order to correct the distortions in our templates, we need to know where we come from. We need to know
Yeah.
what our ancestors went through. We need to know the language that was spoken by our ancestors, which is encoded in our DNA, which has the distortions in it, in order to undo a lot of that stuff. It's important.
Yeah,
It's
for sure, mate.
and
If we don't know who we are, how do we know where we are going?
right.
Yeah.
How do we know much of anything? How do we
Oh, exactly.
define what we see? I
Just
mean,
do what you're told, mate, and shut up.
yeah, just regurgitate the programming, eat your McDonald's, and go to
You're
your
a sludge.
yeah,
You're
go to
gluggy slime.
and life is work, go home, watch movies, drink beer, fuck, sleep, rinse, repeat until death. That's
Yeah.
not
Jerk off. Just be a fucking jerk off. Go
yeah,
home, jerk off, drink alcohol. Just be a fucking jerk off. Waste shit. Be a
yeah.
consumer.
Consume, obey.
Consume. It's in there, bro. I don't know. I found like there's 10 commandments of the golden age. It's just some shit in there. Look, I'll send you some stuff. I really think it'd be really interesting if you do a chat with Adrian, man. Just you understand a lot more. So she's into all this stuff, but what her thing is, she can see the energy fields.
Right.
And she knows that there's more energy fields and more of the chakra system. She says, like 6 sets of 6 outside here that go out and keep going out. She
You
says that she
mentioned
can
that,
see
yeah.
all this shit. And, no one talks about this, and she's connected all this stuff that no one knows about, but we all kind of know about. And she's no master. She doesn't know everything. And she's just said she's been really excited to have a bit of young, I've come and started learning from her. Another one of my friends, Marty, he's doing some learning and he's doing the meditation techniques from her. And, he's like a Taoist. Um, he's fucking awesome.
Does your teacher, Adrian, have a name for what she's teaching and maybe a website or anything like that?
Yeah, look, she's never really wanted to get, do that kind of stuff, push it out there that much. She just felt like it wasn't up to her kind of thing to do that shit. Man, I started writing all this shit down, to talk about, and then it just ended up being all this shit, and I just thought, fuck, I'm not gonna write all this shit. We'll just fucking talk, That's what happens when shit goes on. It gets all.
You want to take a look and see if you can find that stuff? We'll take one more quick break and then we'll finish up.
Awesome, my brother. I'll just quickly read this before we go, my friend. This might be from Josh X, but anyway, it's lovely. Heart full of love from the light of the heavens.
Nice.
That is it.
Appreciate that.
Cool, bro. Take a break. I'll find this shit and we'll get back. I'll tell you what the actual meditation thing is called. And then
like her name, what she's teaching specifically, what it's called, maybe some of the techniques that she's teaching, maybe you could describe some of that for us, and a way that people can check this out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's one of the things. It's just like I don't even think you couldn't even. I don't even think if you Googled the knowledge book, anything would come up.
Interesting. All
Yeah,
right.
it's some pretty well, no, they're just trying to get it out there, but I suppose it's not just for dickheads to put on their bookshelf, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
It's to be read and
Yeah.
understood.
Okay, we are back one more time. So you found what you were looking for?
I found what I was looking for, my brother.
All right. You
It's
want
been
to
a journey.
tell us what you're getting
So
into?
this is the symbol. It's the 18 petals, got the triangle in the middle with some Turkish wordings around it.
Okay.
My Turkish isn't good, but it pretty much is explaining.
You know what the 3 words say?
Yeah, it's Danya, Kardeşlik, and Birlingi. Now, one's Muhammad Mustafa, one is Jesus Christ in Turkish, and the other one is, I cannot find it, I'm a dumbass. It does matter, but it's the Trinity. So it's OKM, Allah the Almighty. Muhammad Mustafa is the messenger of Allah, and Kur Takiki is savior in Turkish, is Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And it says the triangle of Mevlana is equivalent to the triangle of the universe.
Okay.
So it goes. Now, this is just I'll quickly read you just a quick thing. This is the 10 Commandments of the Golden Age. Take as it what from it what you will. One, the emblem of the Golden Age is OMK. The light of the heavens will descend on earth. Those who write this book will be accepted to sacred places. This book will guide those who will enter the central system, which is at the land of the eagles. Genuine human beings will undertake the entire power of the universe. The land of the angels on the earth will be linked by progressive chain. Those who tell the truth will at the same time be able to work miracles. From now on, the meaning of the words will become chain of thought. Everyone will know who he/she is and will shed light on the degenerated society. Ultimately, everyone will be brothers and sisters. So that's the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
Do
Does
you
it
want me to quickly read you this first little bit of the chapter? Might explain a bit about the book really quick.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead.
Awesome, bro. All right. So it says Law of the Universe, Chapter 1. The power of this divine realm forming the order of the administration of the entire cosmos originates from the single God, in brackets. The supreme of all of us is him. We do not accept any supreme one other than him. The supreme one who is the light of the heavens has created everyone equal and judges them equally. The divine order at the sacred places is under the control of all galaxies. The law of the universe is valid for every galaxy. There is unity and togetherness. We give what we take. We know that we will give. Respond is given collectively to the power of the heavens. Omnipotence is from him. The place where the Quran had been revealed and the New Testament, the Old Testament, the Psalms of David, and the religions of the Far East had been dictated is here. It has been like this in every age. There is no discrimination. Divine commandments are always given to the entire universe for enlightenment and evolvement. During the transition beyond evolvement, other gates are open for the residents of the galaxies. They are taught secrets they do not know. Our scale is the conscious, and it provides an equilibrium which never fails. It decides what to do and what not to do for those who are evolved. The administrations at the top are responsible for the professional order, not for the moral order. The book is single. The conscious is single. The order is single. To those who need help, the automatic alarm gives a signal for help. That is God. That is God sees you. So that's just the first little thing. Actually,
And that's the first thing written in the book.
that's the first 15 laws of the universe. And I'm just going through. This is the first fascicle, and there is 100 and
First what?
fascicle. It's like chapters,
Okay.
or kind of first story, maybe would you say? Fascicule.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
With the word,
but yeah. So there's like 151 of those things.
Okay. So what you just read, is that like the first part, like literally like the first chapter of the book? Is there anything explained prior to that?
Yeah. The text of this book comprises of the sacred books. You will find, I think I read this before, you will find the genuine human being in this book. This is a new, unique. Yeah. All the divine books until today were the guiding books of enlightened, genuine spiritual guides who came for the path of light. These books were dictated from the same channel. Now, during this last age, it was taught imperatively that all our world friends should come together under one roof. Thus, this book is your genuine friend, your genuine brother and sister, because it is dictated by our essence, brother, sister. Goes on to say a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's just that's the start of the book, bro.
Give you my opinion on what you've read so far.
Yeah, 100%, brother. That's what I'm here for.
So this is written in metaphorical, obfuscated language, right? So
Yeah,
this
of course.
is written for someone who's initiated into the system that they're describing. If you have not been initiated, you don't understand the different symbols and the language they're using and the different phrases that they say, which there are many in what you just read, right? Which mean absolutely, it's just, to me, it's just babble. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's poetry to me, right?
Yeah.
For someone who's initiated and understands what they mean when they say the divine order of the light or whatever these terms are that they mean, then it might actually mean something to them. The problem is with a text like this, and this is actually something I learned from Scientology that's very useful, right? In Scientology, they do word clears, right? When you do a word clear, they have something called an M9 word clear, and they will make you go through the fucking dictionary and look up every single definition for the word that they've asked you to memorize, and you have to memorize it. You have to know all of them, because if you don't understand the definition of a word or conceptually what it's referring to, then you can't actually understand what you're reading.
Try and do that in the Black's Law Dictionary definition of a person. It's pages long.
Yep. Actually just downloaded Black's Law Dictionary.
Yeah. It's all babble bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking nonsense. But the thing is, in order to undo this nonsense, you do have to understand it. But what I'm getting at though is that what you've just written sounds to me very much like the psychobabble that you hear from like these new age gurus, right? They speak in poetry. They say things that are very abstract that, if you scratch beneath the surface at all, they can't define for you. They don't have any concrete definition, and therefore you can project onto their phrases whatever you want to. That's what art is, When you're trying to define mechanics and give people instructions in order to actually, build a philosophical foundation or a spiritual foundation, you need to get specific. And I'm not seeing that in this text.
Just sorry to cut you off there, bro. I've just found who wrote the book.
Okay.
And if you want me to say that,
Sure.
okay. So it's the wording's funny. I Bulent Korak, who wrote the book, am not a medium. I am a direct missionary. The date of my birth is 1923. I am a woman, and my universal friends address me as Mevlana.
Okay, cool.
On the 1st of January of the year 1966, since the time had come as required by my duty, I was first connected to the Supreme Assembly directly,
Right.
then
Which
to the reality of the
my whole point is
unified
that means
human
nothing.
cosmos.
The Supreme Assembly, could be a group of 10-year-olds in a clubhouse in a tree, for all I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it doesn't mean anything to me. That's my point, is that, you could use all of these big abstract terms and words that say things like the Supreme Council and all these fucking things, right? But to me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to me, it's complete babble, you know? So, in order for something like this to be useful, you need to understand, like, what is it based on? What are they
Yeah. Well, a lot of it I don't understand. It's like if I read the fucking Bible, I wouldn't understand what the fuck they're talking about.
right?
But yeah, no, it's just something I'm just reading. Anyway.
This is part of what I get into on my channel, right? Is actually breaking things down and explaining things conceptually, but also getting into the system mechanics, the underlying math and geometry, the underlying language. What does this mean? When you say something like the divine order of light, or the Galactic Federation, like, what the fuck are you actually saying? Who is that?
Yeah.
Who are these beings? What is their agenda? What are they actually doing here?
Starlight beings flying on rainbows. Who are they?
They're all about the Galactic Federation of Light. And it's like, do you even know who that is?
Yeah. Well, it's not a person. It's about the
Who is it?
celestial authorities.
What are they doing here? You know? And, if they're here to teach, what are they teaching? And why are they teaching this particular set of information? What's the agenda here? Are they enabling you, or are they doing things for you, or are they teaching you how to empower yourself? Because a
Oh,
lot of
that definitely a lot of that, the empowerment of the self.
well, a
Just
lot of
the
these,
genuine, becoming a genuine human being, mate.
yeah, a lot of these
Look, I've
gurus,
only just started reading it and getting into it, so
yeah. And
I'm not
I'm not,
well
I'm not
knowledgeable about it.
necessarily I'm not necessarily criticizing this particular text, because again, I haven't read it. I'm just giving
Yeah,
you
yeah,
an
yeah.
interpretation of what you are reading to me. And my interpretation is that it means absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'm just
Jibber jabber.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure, bro.
they need to establish a conceptual framework for the things that they're discussing. Like, if you're going to say that you're from the Supreme Council of whatever the fuck, like, okay, cool. What is that? And why do I care? Why should
Yeah,
I?
yeah, yeah.
Why should I care that you have some crazy title that I've never heard of before? Explain it to me. If you can explain it in terms that make sense, that make it so that I feel that it's credible and that I should, grant you an audience, then cool. But if not, then I'm not going to listen to you just because you've made a statement. You know.
100%, mate. No, you
Um,
don't want to waste your time and energy on fucking useless shit. And
right.
that's one of the things I'm sick of doing. That's, yeah, trying to get rid of that useless shit at the moment that I've been feeding my brain with for so long.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
So
yeah.
that's why I love your opinion and all that, mate. And I know that you can see through the darkness, my friend.
Well, you have to go through a lot of darkness to be able to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd really love to get Adrian to talk to you a lot more about it. She'll explain
yeah, that would be
this
cool. I
crazy,
definitely
crazy stuff.
appreciate that for sure. One of the things I was just going to say real quick is that a lot of these gurus and a lot of these organizations, right, what they teach is dependency.
Yeah.
You know,
No, she's not a guru. She never claims to be a guru. She said
yeah. No, I'm
nothing to
not
do with
talking
that
about her.
shit.
I'm not talking.
Yeah,
I don't know her. But what I am pointing out is these gurus that use neurolinguistic programming and poetry,
yeah,
to get people in a position where they can't ever figure out exactly what they're saying, and so they need to keep coming back for more. And they don't
yeah.
ever teach them how to fish. It's like, you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for a life, right? These people aren't
Freestyle.
teaching people to fish. They're teaching people to be dependent, helpless children that expect some outside force to come in and save them. And that's what a lot of these alien factions, the so-called alien factions, which how the fuck do we even know if they're real? I haven't seen one, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Who's
I
seen
believe
aliens,
that they
man?
are, I believe that they are, but until I see one in the flesh, or I actually have interface with one, in the astral, I still remain skeptical. And I think that's
100%, mate.
needed,
I do not believe anything, bro. That's one of the things that I'm on. I was lied to my whole life until I found out my dad wasn't my real dad when I was 22 or something, and you know that's made me not believe in anything,
Right.
and not trust anyone too. Not trust what anyone says, and which is a good thing and a bit of a bad thing.
I have
We've
no
got to
reason
start
to
building
trust
up that
anybody.
trust.
I have no
Exactly.
reason to trust anybody. No one's ever proven themselves trustworthy, not one person.
Yeah,
So,
very hard to trust people, man. But
you know,
that's the system we've been put in, is don't trust each other. We've been programmed to be like that.
well, unfortunately, until someone proves themselves trustworthy, I kind of have to operate that way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It is what it is. I would love it if people actually were honest and had integrity and meant what they said and did what they said they were going to do and didn't, play games with you and didn't do those things. But unfortunately, the world we live in is not that world.
No.
And,
Well, that's ego shit too, brother. People say things to make themselves feel better at the time, and then they don't give a fuck about you. So, you know,
I've had my
they
heart
don't
broken.
even register that they had to said they'll give you a hand or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And I was just naive. I expected that other people would be like me. And I had my heart broken over and over and over because, I thought that people actually fucking meant what they said and wanted to do right in the world. And a lot of them just,
Yeah.
you know, so yeah.
Trust in your intuition, brother.
Yeah, that's a skill you got to learn for sure.
I'm doing that a lot more now, and do maybe get a reflexology thing, mate. That helped me. The lady made me understand that my intuition is strong in this one, my friend.
Why don't you tell us about that? That can maybe we can wrap up with that. Tell us about the reflexology and like what you did, what it helped you with, why you went there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, right, bro. So I'm a plumber. I ask all my customers what they do for work, and I just do a lot of work for different types of healers. This lady, Angela, she's about like mid-70s. She has the straightest posture of anyone I've ever seen in my life. Um, anyway, I went and did. She said I'll do a session, for free for you, and I said cool. So I went there. I ended up being there for 3 hours, but
Was there a
um,
particular reason why you did the session? Were you having an issue with something?
yeah, aren't we all having issues all the time, bro? Always.
I'm just asking if there was something specific, like if you had an illness or, if
Oh
there.
no, illnesses, just emotional blockages, man, from my whole life, holding so much shit in all the time, and
Yeah.
um,
So you,
putting that on myself. I put a lot on myself. I
yeah.
didn't believe in myself at all. I was brought up to think that I was just a fucking idiot doing the wrong thing all the time when I fucking wasn't. But anyway,
So you went and saw.
yeah. So I had very low, you could say, low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't believe in myself. I didn't
Right.
trust myself. Didn't believe my intuition at all. Anyway, from doing the feet reading, what is it? Your right foot is your past. Your left foot is your present. Each toe means a different thing. How you can bend your toes means different things about your health, the temperature of your feet, the color of them, everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a good big arch, that means you have a good intuition. People with flat feet, they're not confident in themselves. She told me that you can fix flat feet by doing a few of these reflexology courses, and a lot of it's to do with how we fucking look at ourselves, the load we carry on ourselves, you know, you fucking,
Right.
they're putting getting more of their feet onto the ground, and they're not confident, or I don't know, but
And you know, just
I
real
had a, yep,
interestingly, this is reflected throughout the being. So
100%, bro, yeah.
bioenergetics, the way that your body is constructed is a reflection of your chakra blockages, how you feel about yourself, your personality type. Same thing with the face. All those
Yep.
same traits that you just mentioned will show up in the face in different areas as well. So
Yeah, in the hands, in the eyes.
it's a little microcosmic model of the, you know, of the whole being, and likewise, as within so without. And we're all
Yeah.
fucked up because the whole planet's fucked up, and you know, we're having to correct ourselves
Or
within to fix the
the
distortion.
planet's not fucked up. It's the world that we live in.
The matrix.
And a cool thing with words, world, WORLD.
Yeah.
What else? World, WHIRLD, is to whirl it up, you know?
Right.
Interesting wording.
Right.
You know, it's just the whole world. The world is a whirlpool. Fucking it's destruction with the silence in the middle, like a
World
tornado.
peace. So yeah,
That's it,
tell
bro.
us
It's
more
all
about the
fucked up.
reflexology real quick.
Yeah, right. So yeah, look, she just made me realize, and maybe it was just something I needed someone to tell me,
Yeah.
that I am fucking confident. Like, I'm fucking good at my job. I'm very good with people. You know, and I know all this shit, but it was something that I just kept holding on myself, and it's what a lot of people do. We put so much shit on ourselves. It's so unnecessary. You know,
Oh,
God will handle that load. And
yeah.
I'm starting to find that shit out now, brother. I had so with this teaching that Adrian's doing, she can see the blockages in my chakras and stuff. I had a blockage in my solar plexus and a blockage in my throat, probably because of holding all this shit in and not talking fucking how I want. Man, there's no way I'd be able to talk to someone how we've just spoken if I was who I was.
Right.
I would talk to you for 5 minutes, mate, and then I'd find up an excuse to not talk to you and then fucking go away, you know? But now it's made me more a man. But, you know, she can see all these energy fields around and what's connecting and all the junctions and where they go and what they're connected to and what you're talking about. And, you know, a blockage in your fucking elbow is connected to something fucking down somewhere else, and everything is all connected. And I thought I was doing pretty good and getting healthy and, you know, getting rid of eating meats and trying to keep my alkaline levels up and blah, 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 doing all this trying to be healthy shit. And I just wasn't. You know, if you've
Yeah.
got blockages somewhere, the good stuff you're trying to get in, it's not going to go through properly.
Yep.
Our system needs to be free flowing, just like a river,
Yep.
you know. And it's absolutely amazing. Just in the last 2 weeks, from doing the healing that Adrian's doing on me and the teaching and stuff, just I could feel it, man. It's crazy. I've been running on 4 cylinders and just trying and trying and trying, being an Aussie fucking battler for so long. And, you know, I'm ready to have my fucking V8
Yeah.
pumping and roaring, mate. You know what I mean?
And it can take time, man. I mean, I've been at this for, you know, 5 years and I'm still not running on all 8 cylinders, you know. I mean, I've come a
100%,
long
bro.
ways, but you know, and I know how to help other people do a lot of things. Obviously, that's why I started doing coaching work, but you know, I
Yeah.
still have things that I need to correct as well. And it's a journey for all of us. It's a process, that kind of
Fucking
thing.
nice, mate. We always will have something to, you know, fix up and repair. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things, like you were saying, that your recovery or whatever might take years, 6 years, or you said you might have about 6 years to go or something. I'm
Me.
just very interested. Yeah, with the health and stuff and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. I'm just really interested in this shit. I reckon I'm getting healed very fast. I don't know. It's weird to say, man, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Some things that could have taken years have happened very quick. So one of the things with the reflexology, man, you've different curves on your toes and all that shit mean everything and blah, blah, blah. And so I went and did this session with the lady and she goes, I want you to come back in 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I went back. She goes, oh, one of your toes are different. Like one of the curves in my toes had changed. And she said, you've let something go, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I did. That thing of holding all this shit onto me, man, and believing in myself a bit more and, believing in that my intuition, it seriously lifted a fucking huge weight off my shoulders and I felt amazingly light afterwards. But she picked it up in a curve on my toe, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty
Yeah,
fucking cool.
It's amazing when you really do see how everything's connected and everything is related, and it's a shame that people especially in this country, they just have no knowledge of this whatsoever. When you say things like this to them, they think that you're crazy, and it's like, no, this is literally how it works. You've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
Like this is how it works, man. This is how go sit out in the woods for a week and come back and talk to me, okay?
Yeah. Tell me how much fucking better you're feeling and amazed and fucking not worrying about all the stress and bullshit, mate.
Yeah.
Negative fucking vibrations.
Artificially created, man. This isn't life. This is a fucking matrix fucking control system, man. It's designed to suck us of our energy.
It says in this book, my brother, that fear is just something that we make ourselves. Fear is fear of I just read it before. The thought of the unknown.
Right.
Is fear, where we get our fear from.
Right.
And be told all this bullshit lies all the time. How do we know fucking everything? We're all scared of all this bullshit. People are scared of the common cold now, mate. It's the thought of the unknown. Oh, it's gonna get you.
Well, I mean, can you blame them? The TV told them to be scared. Why aren't you scared? What's wrong with you? You're the crazy one.
But the programming, I have been channeled by the programming. Yeah. Tell me your vision.
Yeah.
Weirdos, mate. Fucking weirdos. They're the fucking weirdos, mate.
Yeah, no, they can't see it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whatever.
Each their own. Leave them be, my brother.
Yeah.
I did I told you the 1/3 thing. 1/3 of the ignorant, blah, 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 or whatever. And you said, I can't see it around here.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, 95% of the people I see are completely brainwashed.
No, but do the mathematics, man. Divide 7 billion by 3. It's not that many if that's spread over the world. I think it's like 2,333,000, or it might be 23 million. I think it was 23,333,000.
7 billion divided by 3 is like 2 billion.
23 billion, would it be?
No, 2.
2, whatever it is. 2 billion. It must be 2 billion. Anyway, I thought it wasn't fuck all. Maybe there's that many zeros in there. I just couldn't understand it.
It's like, have you seen 1.3 billion? That's what if 1/3 of the people were left after whatever we're going through, then if it would be 1.3 billion. But I think there's more like 10 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like 3 billion, but still, it's a lot of people. It's still a lot of people.
Yeah, well, sorry, it is. There's too many 33333s. It is 2/333/333/333 decimal point 33333. That's where it fucked me over there, bro. Anyway, so maybe it is a lot. Well, fuck them. You and I know that we're on a righteous path, my brother, and at the moment the light is shining, and I'll keep following that path.
Yeah. Oh man, I think we're on the right path here. It's just a lot of confusion out there. A lot of chaos for sure.
Oh yeah, brother. That's what they're trying to do, mate. Push us to the edge. They're trying to get us to fucking kill ourselves, and then they're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I know. That is what they're doing. Yeah.
I fucking know, mate. The other day, I've had fuck all work on. Got low down on the cash app, minus everything. Went down to the bank to take my coins down. I thought this will do. I wanted to exchange my coins, not deposit them. I made that clear. They
Right.
deposited my coins, went to get my money. She goes, "Oh, you're minus $28." And I just went, fucking what? I just told them I was struggling. I'm awesome bringing my fucking coins down.
Right.
And they go and do that.
Yeah.
Woohoo. They didn't give a fuck.
No.
But one of
No,
the things I
well,
was going to
she's
say
a
is
robot. She's a
I
robot.
could have got, oh man, I was going to get so angry and so depressed and so upset. And usually I would. And I would have started feeling really sorry for myself, going home, would have got really angry, fucking,
Right.
mate. I was amazed at myself how I held my composure, and this is just a good thing for myself, but I didn't get angry. I didn't get depressed. I didn't let it, mate. And
Yeah.
fucking don't let those cunts fucking do this shit, because we are fucking stronger than that. We're human beings, mate. We are stronger than a stupid system
It's
of
just a
some
person
idiots trying
on
to control
autopilot,
us.
man. It's just like an NPC, like person on autopilot, right? Like, have you ever seen Office Space, the movie?
No.
Well, there's this chick in the movie who answers a phone, and all you hear is just her saying the same thing over and over and over and over. Corporate accounts payable, Nina speaking. Just
Yeah.
a moment. Corporate
Yeah.
accounts payable, Nina speaking. Just a moment. It's just over and over and they're just fucking robots, man. I mean, like I
Yeah.
have there's this lady that I see when I go to the gas station, right? And I've been seeing this lady for 2 years, like every single day, right? Hey, how you doing? I even know her name, right? I'm not going to say it, but I know her name. And every single time I go in there, right? It's like we'll have these conversations. Hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And she, we've had a couple of conversations. She knows who I am. Every time I go in, I have to tell her I don't want a bag because I don't like using plastic if I don't have to, right? So I
Yeah.
want
Fuck it.
a bag unless I really need one. And she even if it's just like a pack of cigarettes, right? She puts it in a fucking bag and hands it to me. And I'm like, I've told you 200 times that I don't want a bag and you can't remember that because it's just autopilot. It's just fucking bag,
Yeah. But
you
your
know?
autopilot is you're assuming that she'll change her mind. She's already crazy, bro. You have to tell her straight away, no, I don't want a bag.
Yeah.
That's what they do here I go there with fucking a basket full of shopping, and they're like, do you want a bag? I'm like, yeah, of course I need a bag. How am I going to carry all this shit I've just purchased? In that case, I did need a bag, and they can see that.
Right.
But they
I just
don't
don't
make
like
the
it
assumption.
that they don't even
I understand what
ask
you're
you.
saying.
They don't ask
Yeah.
you. It's like she could ask. It's a single item. You don't need a bag. And it's like
Yeah,
I
they should be asking if you want a bag, mate.
just autopilot, man. They're not thinking about what they're doing at all. They're just at a
Yeah.
fucking corporate slave job. And you go into fucking Wawa here, and dude, the entire time you're in there, they've got this thing blaring over the radio. Please take your precautions for COVID-19 and make sure you social wash your hands, and just plays on loop the whole time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would fucking lose my mind if I had to work in that
Oh,
place.
working there, yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck
yeah.
that.
Imagine going home from that shit after 8 hours,
No
mate.
way.
Fucking
No
Jesus
way.
Christ.
And people just put up with
Oh,
I don't get it, man. But
nah. I love my job, mate. I'm doing something different every day, all
at
the
least you
time,
you do it
somewhere
for yourself.
different. So
Yeah,
many different
even
things
like
to
doing
do.
all this.
Thinking all the time, yeah. There's many ways to skin a cat in the plumbing trade, my friend.
Yeah. I think I'm good with that. I don't really like fixing toilets. I know how to do it, but I'm not going to. It's not for me.
It's shit, bro. It's only shit, mate. There's good money in shit.
Yeah.
Your shit is my business, bro. It's what you do, Your shit is my business.
Yeah. So you want to wrap up here? It's a good
Yeah,
chat.
cool, brother. It's getting pretty late here, 2:30 or some shit AM. But man,
Oh
it's been
wow.
a
Okay.
blessing to have this chat, man. It's
Yeah,
been
man.
awesome.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming on
very
the
much for the
channel.
invitation.
What's that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Sorry, I just said thank you very much for the invitation, mate. I feel blessed.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming on the channel and hanging out with me. And um, I hope this conversation, may be helpful to some other people. Yeah. So maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yeah, for sure, bro. People just need to, mate, start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. There's so much knowledge, so much, you know. I
No,
just wanted to say maybe, you know, I found that syncretism, you know, Santos Bonacci, the syncretism stuff is a good kind of place to start.
yeah, and
Uh,
I've mentioned that on my channel many times. Yeah, it is. It
yeah,
is.
just
It's good to know.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's good to
for
know,
sure.
man. It's a good base to start from.
Right.
It's a good pad to leap from. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you got to make that leap after you've fucking
it shows
taken on
you
that knowledge.
the interrelations of all kinds of different system mechanics and systems and
Yeah,
language.
but
Uh,
there's more to go on with, my friends.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome, brother. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thanks. Have a good night, man.
You too, brother. Many blessings.
Many blessings.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below and click the icon to your left to subscribe. New content every week about spirituality and addiction from myself, Joe Fortin. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.